My name is Kairo Vance, and you are watching the Kairo Code. And later tonight, our special guest will be Jamani Vibes with a must-see musical performance. Welcome in.
Now, I can go into a plasma center, hold my arm, let them draw my blood, and they give me money for it. So that means I just sold them some blood, my blood. I can be an organ donor, donate my heart, donate my kidney, whatever. And whoever gonna be the recipients, they got to pay for it because they ain't finna get nothing for free. So I done sold my organs. Yeah. But now tell me why, when I'm ready to sell my ass, I got to go to jail. This my ass. That was my blood. These my organs. But when I got to sell my ass, I'm going to jail. So if I say I'm donating, I donate ass. I don't sell it.
Okay, so essentially her argument is, if it's okay to sell body part A, and it's okay to sell body part B, and it's okay to sell body part C, then why isn't it okay to sell body part D? Because they're all body parts, right? And on the inverse of that, she's also arguing sell versus donate. She's essentially saying that it's okay to donate something. As long as I donate it, it's legal, which is essentially giving it away. So as long as I give it away, it's legal. But if I sell it, it's illegal, which is an incredibly sophisticated argument, because then it's like, so if she gives her sexual organs away to some guy, right? Then that makes it all right because she gave it. She didn't charge for it, right? She didn't receive anything. She didn't sell it. She gave it. So it's an incredibly interesting argument. It infers that maybe the government doesn't want you to receive anything for something that you choose to do. Like, if this is something that you are choosing to do, shouldn't you be able to decide whether you want to sell it or donate it? If it's yours, doesn't that seem like an inherent right that if something is your property, you should be able to choose whether you want to sell it or donate it? And that's why I think her argument is incredibly intelligent, because if you think about it, you can sell your plasma, that's legal, or you can donate your plasma, that's legal. You can sell your organs, essentially. She's arguing that there's some type of transaction there. Taking that at face value, you can sell your organs and it's legal, it's not illegal. Or on the inverse, you can donate them, right? And that's also legal. So you can sell or donate organs, you can sell or donate blood, but you can't sell sex, essentially. It's almost like they want to control what you can do with your own property. I think she has a very strong argument. And then, of course, people will come in and say, oh, well, the reason why sex, the selling of it, is illegal is due to the moral versus immoral argument. Well, first of all, it can be moral to some and immoral to others. Yeah, sure, you can consider this act to be immoral, but according to who? There's different strokes for different folks. Different people think differently. Some people may think it's moral. Perhaps it's more moral to allow people to be autonomous in their body and to choose whether they want to give something or donate it. It's your property. I think it's an inherent right in the Constitution that allows you to do what you want to do with your property and your person. Your body is your property. Like, should you have the right to sell yourself? I would argue, yes, you do. When you think of it on this level, it becomes pretty obvious that that's the case. That if something is your property, which I can't think of something more innately yours than your temple, than your body, the physical manifestation of the place that your cells and your soul dwell within, you must have a right to choose, to decide, to determine, or otherwise freely reason upon whether you would like to sell it or donate it. I can't think of anything more personal, anything that you'll ever own more than your physical body. There's no physical thing outside of yourself that will ever grant you more ownership. So if we have a right to property, right, that means that innately your body is your property. It's the most important property that you'll ever have, quite frankly, because if it's damaged, then you're effectively damaged. Your being is damaged. So why shouldn't you be able to sell it? And I think that's what this young lady's arguing, and I think that it's a phenomenal argument. And I know that most people will glance past it and just say, oh, wow, haha, she's a dummy, she's an idiot, I can't believe that she's talking about this. But actually, her argument is incredibly sound, and I couldn't agree with her more.
We don't talk about enough. Even if he could actually afford it, a lot of SWs, like SWs, like women who consider themselves SWs and are in that profession, they do not engage with black men.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
I did research on this years ago, and I remember like going to these platforms and these spaces where SWs advertise. I even talked to various SWs, and a lot of them explained that for safety reasons, and primarily the biggest reason is because of the hangups that black men have about giving money to women, especially non-white women. They do not encourage women new to SW work. Women, like they don't encourage and they don't themselves accept black men as clientele. And this was true in my research and the work that I did. This was true across demographics. Like regardless of the woman's racial identity or ethnicity, a majority of the women had a policy that they would not interact with black men for safety reasons and for reasons of finances, not being exploited and scammed or taken advantage of. So yeah, I guess he would have to wait till it's $40 because he's dealing with women. He needs women that are completely desperate and destitute, where they have no other option but to tolerate someone like him.
When you really examine the logic behind her statement, the whole argument falls apart. Allow me to explain. An argument is basically someone saying, here are my reasons, and here's the point I'm trying to prove. Those reasons are called premises. Think of it like a chair. The premises are the legs, and the conclusion is the seat. If the legs are weak, broken, or not even connected to the seat, then the chair can't hold anybody up. And that's exactly what's happening here. She gives these big, sweeping reasons that sex workers of every race supposedly avoid black men because of safety, money issues, or fear of being scammed, but she provides no real evidence. No data, no research, not even a citation. Those legs are already shaky. But then she goes a step further and jumps to a conclusion that doesn't logically follow at all. That black men can only engage with women when the price drops to $40, such that only the most desperate women would deal with them. That's what we call a non sequitur. The conclusion has nothing to do with the reasons she gave. So not only are the reasons unsupported, the conclusion isn't connected to them anyway. And when the legs don't support the seat, the chair collapses. This isn't a sound argument. It's just personal bias dressed up as analysis, a narrative built on stereotype, not logic.
Said he's a fake. I don't quite understand what religion supports prostitution. And I think he's lost on the fact that trafficking is very much part of prostitution. As a mayor of this city, I know trafficking looks like. I know who women who are selling their bodies on the street, the abuse they go through. I know the amount of assault on them. And so those who can find a logical reason on the street, oh boy, because I've seen young boys on the street selling their bodies, being forced on. So this is not a gender thing. That is not healthy. I mean, we want to talk about the disease component of it. These that's connected to it. All the fight that we've done to decrease STDs, we should open the door to that again. We still have an AIDS crisis, STD crisis. That is what this is about. It's a public health issue, it's a public safety issue, and it's a moral issue.
When you break down Mayor Adams' argument against decriminalizing sex work, the entire logic collapses under scrutiny. He lists concerns like sex, trafficking, minors being forced into prostitution, assaults, STDs, public safety, and morality. But none of these points actually address the policy being discussed, which is the decriminalization of consenting adults who choose to engage in sex work. He's mixing two completely different things, consensual adult sex work and sex trafficking. That's a classic conflation. It's like arguing against allowing adults to drive because some people steal cars. Trafficking, coercion, and the exploitation of minors will remain illegal, no matter what those laws do not change. And in places where sex work has been decriminalized, the data actually shows lower assault rates, fewer STDs, and improved public safety because workers can report crimes, work indoors, and access healthcare without fear of arrest. The mayor's argument isn't sound because his reasons don't logically connect to his conclusion, and many of the premises aren't true in the first place. Meanwhile, criminalization only harms exploited people further by giving them arrest records instead of support. So the real question becomes, what does any of his reasoning have to do with the actual issue? If the discussion is specifically about the decriminalization of consensual adult sex work, introducing trafficking and the exploitation of minors doesn't just mislead the conversation, it creates a straw man argument. It shifts the focus to extreme scenarios that aren't actually on the table, allowing certain individuals to avoid addressing the real conversation altogether. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kairo Code, the space where raw truth rises, culture speaks, and every story hits with purpose. Tonight's musical guest doesn't just perform. He transforms the room. His voice carries the heartbeat of the islands, his rhythms shake the soul, and his presence ignites every stage he touches. Family, get loud, get ready, and show your love for the unstoppable, the electrifying, the undeniable Jamani vibes.
Saw your smiling face in the mirror of my mind. I couldn't focus now. My heart still beats somehow, though you broke it on the floor. And as it shattered, we shattered too. And now you won't answer my call. Push away the people who love you. Why do you always push away me? Oh yeah. Why do you always push away the people who love you? It's not my fault that I couldn't be the man of your dreams. The man of your dreams. Like I had back then. Oh, it's not my fault that I couldn't be the man of your dreams. The man of your dreams.
Hey guys, thanks for tapping in and locking in today. My name is Kairo, and if you're feeling the show, consider subscribing before you head out. Until next time, stay logical.
Some lift you up, some let you fall. Choose your circle, guard your ground.